The punch is still echoing round his body.
Mighty Son was swayed by pleas for calm. Broadcast into the stands during his last match. Pulverized all the supporters.
Trust him. He likes a job well done. Ouch! That punch knocked his teeth down his throat.
Yes, Jim, that's never a nice sight.
Down and quite stunned, apparently.
Oh, a few slaps in the face and anybody can wake up instantly.
Did you hear about the Evil Gits? The team that is made up of the mix of evil players?
Their fans won the Most Evil Supporters of the Year award. Fully merited from what I've seen.
That's one regulation clobbering. Today's insight comes from Jaime Schnivel, coach and owner of the Goblin Lowdown Rats team. In yesterday's Spike magazine, he said that Blood Bowl was like war. No winners, just survivors.
Oh, now that's deep. About as deep as his team's position in the rankings. Poetry in motion.
What we'd like to see
More often.
There's no way he's going to score a touchdown laid out on the pitch like that. Just look at the fans. They're red hot. A majority of supporters reckon that the league should take measures to prevent the small minority of peaceful fans from watching a match from the terraces.
They've got a point. If they don't want to join in the fun, they might as well stay home and watch it on Cablevision. I think she's singing him a lullaby. A recent medical report stated that cerebral hemorrhages were less frequent in Blood Bowl players. Amazing when you come to think of it.
Not really, when you consider that brains are also less frequent.
Look! They walk, they make noises, they score touchdowns!
Yes, Bob. They are old, undead Blood Bowl players. What did you expect?
Jim, it still just surprises me each time I see them on the pitch.
Ogres. Finally, there's one that lets his biceps do the talking.
Yeah, but from his opponent's point of view, it was a short conversation.
Well, that's one with a good reason to go see the apothecary.
Yep, looks like he's gonna need a good one.
Did you know most teams are jealous of the undead teams?
Why is that, Jim?
Apparently, Tom Landry, in a rare interview, stated it is because their players don't stop playing when they die.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Wow! I can tell you straight, that hurts. This player needs some time to get his senses back.
What a coward.
Get up, loser! We are especially lucky that nowadays necromancy is allowed.
Not too sure that the other teams are that thrilled.
That's the point, Bob.
Ah, yes, it's thrilling, Jim.
Hold still and then pow! Right in the face.
Ha ha! Stunned.
What an idiot! What finesse, what style, what perfection.
What a hammer blow!
Nice left punch, right on the nose.
Sure was, Jim. It's broken now.
A player is being trampled into the pitch, and the crowd are lapping it up.
I hope he likes eating dirt. I've heard of teams that have simply disappeared after being abandoned by their supporters.
Let's say that some teams who haven't won a match for several years have been tied up by their fans and thrown into rubbish containers.
It's the only way to end a downward spiral. Boom! In the face, and then followed by a clean uppercut. Well done!
Nice move. This is really agile. The opponent couldn't do anything. As soon as he throws his first punch.
We know the opponent will be out for lunch. Somebody had better stuff some smelling salts under his nose.
But that won't do any good. He'll need extract of Nurgle to put him back on his feet. you know that champions of death's mummies are rediscovered Blood Bowl players?
Yes, of course, Jim. Everyone knows they're 8,000 years old.
I guess that makes it old news, Bob.
That's not funny, Jim. Seriously, you need some new material.
Nice start.
Just a few yards to go.
Here we go again for another bloodbath.
Wow, I didn't see that one coming.
Man, nor did the player, or he would have ducked.
Oh, brilliant side kick to the face. Let's see that again in slow motion.
The Blood Bowl annals are littered with the stories of teams who've gone bust with crippling debts.
And with the cost of doping and bribery on the rise, the problem won't be going away. Opponent down!
This is good sport. Yeehaw!
What violence!
Yes! It's a great spectacle, Bob.
He trampled on his head.
Accidents will happen. I bet that hurt. Good job his nose got in the way.
Yeah, otherwise he'd have got it full in the face.
He's got a hand to the ball.
Yeah, now he's looking around for support.
Missed. I give up. These players shouldn't even be on the pitch.
Yes, they really could do with some training.
That's the first half over.
Not soon enough for some players, eh, Bob?
A couple of minutes on the life support machine will have him back in perfect condition. The second half is about to start.
Yeah, now's the time to sneak off to the bar to grab a couple of pints of troll juice.
Too late, Jim. The supporters drank it dry.
We should keep an eye out for action in the stands then. Back in the days, there were no undead teams.
Could you perhaps explain why to the fans at home, Jim?
Ah, well, it's simple. There wasn't anyone around to raise the dead yet, Bob.
No, sorry, too complicated for me.
That's it. The ball's in play. There's going to be trouble.
Yep, upside down. That's one way to look at things.
Looks like there was some bad blood between those two, eh, Bob?
Yeah, Jim. Something to do with swapped body parts.
He checked that move.
Made him look stupid, you mean?
player was really strong. Do you think they have some troll blood in them?
Could be. Or maybe his opponent shouldn't speak that way about the family.
The ball is in his hands.
We can congratulate the Junior Paravon Stink team who have won the Junior Dungeon Bowl for the 2nd year running.
Well done, Spawnlings. And it's interesting to know that the names of several of these youngsters are already on the lips of many of the major team coaches. He's spreading the ball around.
Nice catch!
Corruption is so widespread that the Referees Guild has set out rules concerning where, when, and how one can accept a bribe.
Under an agreement signed last season, clubs are not allowed to offer less than the going rate.
Right in the face. The other guy couldn't dodge that one.
That touchdown means that the teams are all square.
Blood Bowl is reputedly the toughest of all sports.
So they say, but it really only comes down to taking a few hits. Charge!
Don't hit me, don't hit me.
Oops, I'm sorry. That's an old reflex. I'm hearing the starting whistle.
He sent him down for a chat with the Astrogranite. Wizards have not always been able to cast spells safely from behind the sidelines. Were you playing at the time in an Albion League, a second division that prohibited spellcasting from off the pitch?
Oh, yes. They were great times. I remember fans traveling to games just to see how well Wizards stood up to the mad charge of a raving Blood Bowl star. The noise created by a sizzling fireball, followed by the characteristic sound of the snapping of a wizard's neck. Ouch! Oh, he's knocked him senseless.
You're assuming, then, that he had something between his ears to begin with. You can't say much about that.
Full-blooded, but perfectly legal. Doping is really endemic in this sport.
Isn't it written into the game rules? Wallop! Right on the schmuzzle!
He'll have a bit of trouble blowing his nose from now on. Incoming!
Well, it is a violent sport.
Every now and again, Blood Bowl throws up a real mixed bag of a team.
Like the motley horde that's made up of a bunch of misfits.
Yeah, can't be easy to coach those cast-offs every day of the week.
It seems this player does all the talking with the fists.
And they clearly know how to get heard.
That right hook was worthy of a black orc.
You're telling me it'll take a while to get over it.
over there. Some cute little elf beauties are selling Big Moot sandwiches in the stands.
Hey, I'm off to get one. I'll be back in 5 minutes.
And so now you like Big Moot sandwiches?
Ah, no way. Little elf beauty, yeah.
Squeeze through the smallest of gaps. Well, this player slips between the other one's hands.
Yes, and yet they were clawed.
Griff Oberwald said, and I quote, "Thank goodness that the humans are around to raise the level of the game." What do you think?
Well, that was true a few years back. Today, him and his buddies are no longer at the top of the rankings. Was that a touchdown, Jim?
If that's not a touchdown, I'm a ballet dancer.
Your tutu is coming loose. The ball's in play.
No doubt Tomolandry, the necromancer, is the most famous undead coach out there.
Of course, Bob. He's the head coach of Champions of Death.
Not only that, Jim, he was the first necromancer to resurrect a dozen skeletons and give them knowledge of the game, a trend that was quickly followed.
I don't know if he really liked that uppercut.
He may not have liked it, but he certainly ate it. That's what happens when a pro crosses an amateur.
Yes, splodge. They can start to move forward. Great pass.
Textbook stuff. Whoa! Great catch!
The ball stuck to his fingers like a fly sticks to a
Thanks,
piece of...
Jim, for that detailed analysis. And the dispatch has just come in. A scandal during the World Doping Conference held by the humans. The three dwarf participants were warned too late that it wasn't a mug of beer that had been placed on their desk.
Down and quite stunned, apparently.
Oh, a few slaps in the face and anybody can wake up instantly.
There's an acrobatic routine worthy of a gold medal.
Yes, it's nice to see an uppercut followed by a double backflip.
They're not far from the line now.
It smells like a touchdown.
A touchdown to level the score.
I just hope we're not heading for a stalemate. Oh, yay! The living dead!
Now, I've always wondered if an undead player can die.
Of course they can, Bob.
Really, Jim?
The players are ready. We don't see much of the heroes of law these days.
I don't know.
For any spectators who aren't aware, the heroes of law hope to show the world a better way by honest, strategic play on the pitch.
It's probably a good thing we don't see them.
Finally, there's one that lets his biceps do the talking.
Yeah, but from his opponent's point of view, it was a short conversation.
The referees guild has decided to hire a bodyguard for each game.
Another brilliant idea. And just how effective will one bodyguard be against a stadium full of supporters?
True, could be a bit one-sided. I don't know if he really liked that uppercut.
He may not have liked it, but he certainly ate it. I doubt he'll be taking any further part in the match after that blow.
No, we've still got 2 legs.
There was a time when the colleges of magic hadn't yet ruled on limiting wizard assistants to teams.
Who could forget the infamous 2472 Quagmire incident, when rampant spellcasting caused the entire Bright Crusaders Stadium to sink into the earth?
Nobody could forget that. People were blinded for miles around the stadium.
That face job is a lot cheaper than a plastic surgeon.
I don't know if he planned it, but it won't do him any harm in the looks department.
Ouch! That punch knocked his teeth down his throat.
Yes, Jim, that's never a nice sight. I've heard of teams that have simply disappeared after being abandoned by their supporters.
Let's say that some teams who haven't won a match for several years have been tied up by their fans and thrown into rubbish containers.
It's the only way to end a downward spiral.
Looks like there was some bad blood between those two, eh, Bob?
Yeah, Jim. Something to do with swapped body parts.
You can't say much about that.
Full-blooded, but perfectly legal.
Good recovery. This player has opened the slapping box and gives rather generously. Back in the days, there were no undead teams.
Could you perhaps explain why to the fans at home, Jim?
Ah, well, it's simple. There wasn't anyone around to raise the dead yet, Bob.
No, sorry, too complicated for me.
Wow! I can tell you straight, that hurts.
He should have wiped his hands.
Yeah, blood does make things a bit slippery.
Oh, no, another one who actually plays the ball.
Yep, upside down. That's one way to look at things. Look! They walk, they make noises, they score touchdowns!
Yes, Bob. They are old, undead Blood Bowl players. What did you expect?
Jim, it still just surprises me each time I see them on the pitch.
Ugh, ogres.
Ouch! Right in the face! The other guy couldn't dodge that one.
As soon as he throws his first punch.
We know the opponent will be out for lunch.
The player has got the ball, and now he's the main target.
Ouch! Oh, he's knocked him senseless.
You're assuming, then, that he had something between his ears to begin with. Wallop! Right on the schmuzzle.
He'll have a bit of trouble blowing his nose from now on. Every now and again, a Blood Bowl throws up a real mixed bag of a team.
Like the motley horde that's made up of a bunch of misfits.
Yeah, can't be easy to coach those cast-offs every day of the week.
In a game as physical as this, the player is really in the right place.
Exactly. It's really ugly. And don't forget, children, don't try and do this at home. Remember, these are seasoned professionals.
Well, one of them is anyway. Do you think you'll be able to get up after that blow, Jim?
Oh, yes. He's not the sort to stay down. The player gets hold of the ball.
He didn't react fast enough there.
No, to be effective, you've got to get your retaliation in first. He checked that move.
Made him look stupid, you mean? The pitch is no place to lie down for a sleep.
Well, after an uppercut like that, he doesn't have any choice.
That player's seeing stars now.
Funny for someone that wasn't really that bright.
Corruption is so widespread that the Referees Guild has set out rules concerning where, when, and how one can accept a bribe.
Under an agreement signed last season, clubs are not allowed to offer less than the going rate. What finish! What style! What perfection!
What a hammer blow!
Boom! In the face, and then followed by a clean uppercut. Well done!
He made picking that ball up look easy.
It pulled the defense in all directions before going through for that touchdown.
A subtle blend of agility and brute force.
And they're off!
Very sunny.
Just look at that clear sky, Jim.
Another glorious day. But that blinding sunshine may affect the passing game.
Great! Then maybe the teams will turn their attention to hitting each other instead.
The attack can get their game going again.
Well, that's one with a good reason to go see the apothecary.
Yep, looks like he's gonna need a good one.
Wizards have not always been able to cast spells safely from behind the sidelines. Were you playing at the time in an Albion League, a second division that prohibited spellcasting from off the pitch?
Oh, yes. They were great times. I remember fans traveling to games just